What if I told you that there are alternate realities? In one of these realities, the Germans won World War II. In another, I'm not banging your mom. In another reality, you didn't subscribe to this channel and you got hurt very bad. Don't let that be this reality. Today, we're gonna be talking about the first reality. The reality in which the Germans defeated the United States in World War II. I happen to have footage of this time, and I'm gonna show it to you today. The year is 1943. The German army has just defeated the Soviet Union in the Battle of Stalingrad. Within a few short years, all of Europe would fall to the Nazi war machine. Not even the United States could withstand the might of the German military. After 10 long years, the United States had finally conceded victory to the Germans, along with half their land.
Well, boys, looks like we fucked this one up pretty bad.
Harry Truman, 1952. During this time, American culture would begin a drastic change. Language, food, music, television.
Heil, honey.
Heil, honey.
Heil, honey.
Heil, honey.
Heil, honey.
Hello.
I'm home. Heil, honey.
Heil, honey.
Smile, honey.
So, this was a thing. You're probably wondering why I have a mustache. Well, I figured since I'm doing a video about Hitler, I might as well look like Stalin for balance. Heil, Honey, I'm Home was a British sitcom that aired in 1990 on the Galaxy Channel, and it starred the Führer himself.
Dass ich oder irgendjemand jemals die Absicht hätten.
Yeah, that guy. They filmed 7 episodes of this show, but it was instantly canceled after the pilot aired. Now, the pilot episode was lost for many years until it ended up on YouTube one day, mysteriously, with this message. To most people, the name of TV executive Brandon Thalberg Jr. merits no more than an unpublished 3-word footnote in the annals of American situation comedy. Yet, it was Brandon who some years ago sought to break new ground when he commissioned the series Heil, Honey, I'm Home under the billing not so much a sitcom, more of a hitcom. Unfortunately, neither Brandon nor the series were heard of again. Until now. Brandon was never heard from again. What's that mean? Did they kill him? Is the show that bad that they murdered this poor schmuck? Upon further research, it turns out this part's actually made up. It's part of the fictional backstory of the show, and there is no Brandon. Or is there? No, they just made him up. Unless... Anyways, this show is essentially a satire of old American sitcoms like I Love Lucy. All the characters even have New York accents.
Oh, tonight you were making schnitzel. What a joke! You must be real mad at me, honey. I'm a very, very bad Hitler. Come here, babe.
Don't touch me. You've been late for your dinner every night this week.
Ava, babe, please. I'm the Führer.
On paper, it's like the most generic sitcom ever, but then you add the secret ingredient, Chemical Hitler, and it becomes a whole nother thing. And to add to the shtick, his neighbors are 2 Jews named the Goldsteins, so that's fun.
How do you like that? The Hitlers are having another fight. Other people get to slouch on the couch. And what do I get? I get the Hitlers hollering and shouting.
Arnie Goldenstein, you are a slob.
Now, upon release, the show was extremely controversial. It had been described as very distasteful and offensive, and perhaps the world's most tasteless situational comedy. Guess this guy's never seen The Big Bang Theory, eh?
Bazinga.
Now that we've established that this is in fact a real show, let's take a look at the plot. Neville Chamberlain's coming over to Hitler's apartment for dinner.
Tomorrow, I got Neville Chamberlain coming over here.
You've got the Prime Minister of England coming over here to the apartment tomorrow, and you don't tell me so I can get something out of the icebox?
For those of you who aren't students of history, Neville Chamberlain was the Prime Minister of England in the 30s who was famous for letting Hitler invade all his neighbors with no repercussions.
Now, I'm not going to tell you why he's coming.
It's Czechoslovakia. You finally did it, didn't you?
I'll show him around the town. We'll have a few beers. He'll forget about Czechoslovakia. He'll think, hey, this Adolf Hitler is a regular guy.
Anyways, Neville's coming over to dinner, and Hitler doesn't want his annoying neighbors to find out because they would just ruin the whole evening. And did I mention his neighbors are Jewish?
It's the Goldensteins. I don't want those putches to know about Chamberlain. You saw the way they were when the Mussolinis were over here.
So if we don't tell them about Chamberlain, how will they know?
They always know. When I finally get to invade Poland, who'll be the first to know? The Poles? No, Rosa Goldenstein.
So wacky, man. This Hitler sitcom is so wacky. Also, don't ask me why, but there's something so funny about Hitler calling someone a putz, man. It's like seeing Darth Sidious eat a shawarma. Okay, maybe that wasn't the best analogy. Sorry, got a little sidetracked there. Let's get back to the story. The Goldensteins find out about Chamberlain and end up drunkenly telling him about Hitler building an army to take over Europe.
You do have all those tanks and battleships you keep trying to hide.
Is this true?
Yeah, there's all that talk of invading everywhere. The Rhineland, Sudetenland.
Shame on you.
But Hitler signs a piece of paper promising not to invade any more countries, so Chamberlain goes back to England feeling himself.
You are a very, very naughty little Hitler.
Would a naughty Hitler sign this piece of paper?
Well,
Ben, please. Now, am I a nice Führer or what?
All right. Let bygones be bygones. But remember, no more naughty little invasion plans, eh?
You're kidding. Now, from now on, I'm the sweetest Mr. Nice Guy you know.
Yeah, thank you.
Honestly, this isn't that far off from what actually happened. You know, as far as parodying sitcoms, it actually does a pretty good job. It hits all the tropes. Working class guy married to a stay-at-home wife, annoying neighbors, most of the show takes place around the couch in the middle of an apartment. You even got the classic mother-in-law jokes.
Your mother's coming?
Oh, you really hate her, don't you, Arnie? Go on, say it, Arnie.
Okay, I hate your mother.
Speaking of jokes, that brings me to my next point. The jokes in this show are purposely hacky. Like, it's a bunch of cliched sitcom jokes, but that's what it's supposed to be, so the self-awareness makes it funny. That's not to say all the jokes landed, because a bunch of them went like this.
Coochie, coochie, coochie. Smoochy, smoochy, smoochy. Coochie, coochie, coochie. You're my little black girl.
I came, I saw, I come get. I came, I saw, I come get.
Oh man, this Hitler is so relatable. Part of me wishes they just really went for it and started making straight up Holocaust jokes. Hey honey, I just came up with an answer to the Jewish question. So this all begs the question, why was this show so reviled back in its day? It's not like this was the first time something like this was attempted. Charlie Chaplin made a Hitler spoof in 1940. Or how about Mel Brooks' The Producers? Oh, and I can't forget this Monty Python sketch.
I'm not a Socialist, but und this is a big
Yeah, so you can't really say it's because the Brits are sensitive. And let's not even talk about the shit they made after 1990. The Producers remake, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Life is Beautiful, Robot Chicken, Jojo Rabbit, the list goes on. I've seen Saturday Night Live sketches more edgy than Heil Honey, I'm Home. Personally, where I think they went wrong is they made Hitler too normal, I guess. If you look at The Producers, Mel Brooks' whole point was to make Hitler look like a complete buffoon and rob him of his powers. Jeff Atkinson, who created Heil Honey, I'm Home, stated he was trying to do the same thing. When asked if portraying Hitler as a stereotypical sitcom husband was troubling to him, Jeff Atkinson said, "I worried the argument would be you can't make fun of Hitler." But he cries out for it. You have a monster like that and everyone says you can't make fun of him, then we've made him even more of a monster. That's what fascists want, to keep people in fear of them, when surely we should be debunking and destroying them. I don't think he really stuck the landing on that one. I understand the point of what he's trying to say, but he didn't really make fun of Hitler enough from what I saw. He just turned him into an Al Bundy that was almost a sympathetic character, which I don't think that was his intention, but still. I mean, look at one of the top comments on YouTube from the Fuhrer himself. They did a great job at putting me in a good light. Well, there you have it, folks. Another one of Jeff Atkinson's goals was to poke fun at the appeasement of Hitler by the British government, which I think the show does a pretty good job at, but I guess the audience just didn't get it. And that brings me to my next point, the audience. I don't know who the intended audience of this show was, but it premiered on primetime television back in the 90s. Like, this is a show I could see doing great on Adult Swim. not prime time. I'm just imagining some old guy watching the British version of The Price is Right, and all of a sudden this Hitler sitcom comes on. Like, this guy served in World War II, all of a sudden he sees Hitler on his screen and he's starting to get flashbacks. It's not a good time, man.
The schmuck doesn't know what's happening.
25. There's just one more wipe off, and here it is.
And the last big reason I think this show did so poorly was because the subject matter isn't really conducive to a TV show. Because people can see the first episode, it's only 20 minutes long. That's not enough time to get across whatever point you're trying to make. Going back to Jeff Atkinson, he actually made a good point about this. He said, it's like the producers. They're aghast at the characters making a show about Hitler, and then they start to laugh. We just never got to the moment where people realize you can laugh at this stuff. That's a fair point. I mean, you get them laughing, of course, but how long can you keep them laughing with this concept? Like, one episode is one episode, but what are you gonna do in season 2? Gas chamber jokes? On this episode of Heil Honey, I'm Home, the Goldensteins get sent to Auschwitz. So yeah, those are my theories as to why the show didn't work out, but hey, who knows? I could be wrong. It could be just a simple case of wrong place, wrong time. Look, I thought the show was pretty funny. It was funny, what do you want me to say? Sure, it wasn't bad taste, but good art often is. Just look at the schlongs on those old Greek statues. I will say though, it definitely belongs on Adult Swim and not primetime television, but what do you guys think? Do you think it was really that offensive, or was it just in the wrong place at the wrong time? Let